Pacific policing, regional security, climate change and the New Caledonia crisis were the main talking points for regional leaders heading into their retreat on Neiafu in Tonga's Vava'u island group on Thursday. At the retreat, leaders are expected to finalise this year's forum communique, which will chart the way forward for development cooperation, climate action and policing and security in an increasingly polarised region. I spoke to our reporter Lydia Lewis on Neiafu shortly after the leaders' arrival.
It was a grand welcome from the people here in Vava'u. People lined the streets, children, grandparents, holding babies with big smiles and carrying Tongan flags, big and small, lined the main street, 5 kilometres long actually, as leaders drove to their meeting location. It was quite a sight, and they were up all night clearing that road and painting the walls to make sure it was pristine and looked good for the world stage.
And you've had a chance to look at the leaders gathering for photos and milling around. What have they said ahead of going into their retreat?
New Caledonia is still very much front and centre. Just before leaders went into the meeting, the Secretary-General Baron Wanga told me on the record that they have finalised their roadmap for the crisis. He did say, though, that leaders still needed to work out the finer details in terms of timings for a Pacific mission. Climate change as well, that is always front and centre, an existential crisis, as leaders have been saying for a long, long time. We've had the United Nations Secretary General here in Tonga calling on the world to reduce climate emissions. And of course, the Pacific Policing Initiative, Pacific leaders have backed Australia's plans for a Pacific Policing Initiative, where they've injected 400 million Australian dollars into the initiative. Even though it has the sign-off from some Pacific leaders, there are some that are still on the fence about the issue. I was at the Melanesian Spearhead Group meeting, their final one before this leaders' retreat, where they all get on the same page on all of the issues. And following that meeting, the chair, Vanuatu's Prime Minister, Charles Salwai, indicated not everyone is convinced. So a lot of big decisions for Pacific leaders to tick off here in Neiafu, Vava'u. It's beautiful, a beautiful sunny day, contrast to the rain that we've had and also the earthquake. The perfect setting for what the leaders wanted, a peaceful, calm retreat.